Hey, beautiful soul. So, someone wrote in and asked a great question, and it's how to break programs, right? While it's not a very simple answer because it can go a lot of different directions and it's not the same for everything, yet a very simple answer is doing the opposite of what our ego wants, doing the opposite of what we've done up until this point that holds that old program in place. So, like a simple example is looking at lack programming, right? And in order to break lack program, we have to do the opposite of the lack program. And so a really simple example is putting gas in our cars, right? There's sort of three different options that you can choose to put in your car to fuel it up. And I've been playing with this a lot in that my ego and the lack programming would have me choose the least expensive gas option, even though it may not be what's best for my car. That lack programming used to override what was actually highest aligned for the car and the optimal performance of the car. And so I've been playing with it for a while now, and now I can choose the more expensive option without feeling bad or guilty or lack or like there's not enough, right? But there was an interim part where I made myself choose the more expensive option, and yet there was still these feelings of an energy of lack programming in my body. So while I chose something different than the lack program dictated, I still had energy to clear. And so I had to keep choosing to pay more and keep choosing to pay more and keep choosing until one day it finally broke. And it actually felt really good to choose the more expensive gas to put in my car because my car deserves the best gas that it can get to help support its functioning and performance, and transporting me around and others around the island as well. And so it's a really simple example, yet it shows that we not only have to choose the opposite of what our ego wants or what the program wants, but the feeling, the energy, the vibrational frequency that we function and choose that has to shift as well. So, again, while I chose the more expensive option, there was still that feeling inside of my body that I had to continually choose, continually choose, continually choose until something finally broke and released in my body. And now I joyfully choose the more expensive option and feel really good about supporting my car in its function and performance. And so, may this little example sort of shed light in your own life and with your own programs in how it takes us consciously recognizing the program, right? Recognizing that the choice is coming from the program. So in this case, it's coming from a lack program of choosing the least expensive option, right? And we can look at food as another example, right? Choosing organic food or non-organic food, right? Organic food supports our light body, and non-organic food that has chemicals and toxin in it works against and does not support our light body. And so we have to be willing to invest in organic food and foods that support that may be more expensive, and we can't let our lack programming rule and dictate and choose something that's less expensive because of our lack programming. And so again, choosing something that's highest aligned that supports our light body, our car, our reality, whatever it is, choosing that and feeling the vibrational frequency of joy and freedom and expansion in the choice makes a huge, huge difference. So it's not just an action. You can't take an action, but your whole body inside is going, oh no, I can't do that. You haven't broken the program yet. You still have to keep taking the action, the opposite of what that program is. So if it's lack, you have to choose the opposite of what your lack would choose. And you have to keep choosing it over and over and over and over again until something breaks inside of you and you can actually spend the money on yourself, whether it's a massage or a smoothie or whatever it is, with joy and freedom and expansion and knowing that there's a lot more where that came from, right? So hopefully this little example supports. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer any more questions as well. All right, I love you. Go play with that.